Alright, so we are continuing with the project, and then we'll write some code as I said. So you go back to your assets folder, you go to your scripts. So inside your script, which is empty, you create a new C# script. You can call it ball, because that's what we'll put on the ball for the ball to move. And you click sphere, and let's call it inside here, let's call it ball. And then you can drag the C# script onto the ball and to be there, or you could, oh sorry, I pressed open, or wait for my Visual Studio to open, or I'm closing that back, or you could have removed the script and add the ball, anyone that suits you. So once you have the ball attached, you can now double click it to open Visual Studio app, and you should have your Visual Studio set up. Alright, so with this opened, you have your directories you are using. We wouldn't use the systems.collections and the systems.generic. We'll mostly be using Unity. There are times where we use this, but for now we don't need it. Since C# is an object-oriented language, would be everything is a class. So your ball script is a class. The class name is ball. This name must match exactly with the name here. It's inheriting from MonoBehavior. MonoBehavior is the class that controls gameObject, or house the functions and libraries and references for gameObjects, like these functions you are seeing here. The start function is called on the first frame when your game starts, and the void update is called every other frame. So this loops every other frame. It's an iterator, it loops every other frame. And so what we'll do is that we're going to try and move this ball. Okay, now if you want to move the ball has to move with a particular kind of speed. There will be a speed that the ball has to move with. So you have a float, call it move speed. Okay, call it move speed. If I said the start function is called every first frame, so if I say move speed is equal to 5, and I go back to my game and I press, oh no wait, it is equal to 5, and in order for me to see it, I have to, let's say, print it out or something. So I have to say debug.log, which is used to debug, and I'll print out a value to the console, which I showed you the console in the previous video. So debug.log move speed. Okay, so inside here, when I press play, nothing happens here, but in my console you can now see 5. Yes, you can now see 5. That is because of the function debug.log. Okay, so it will be very tiring coming back to this script and editing it every time. So what we'll do is that we'll create a public float, and with the public attribute, with the public modifier, the access modifier, what it does is that it gives you the ability to change the value of the speed inside the inspector, which you can just change it. It's like 5 here, right? Cool. So with that, you can now modify the speed, change this the movement of the ball. Right now the script is attached to the ball, so whatever you do within code will be affecting this ball because the script is attached to this game object, which is the ball. So what we'll do is that in the Unity editor we have something called transform. So the transform of the game object this script is attached is this. So what we are doing is that we are referencing this attribute, which is the transform of this game object. So we are referencing both the positioning and the rotation, the scale, meaning this particular function can take both the position, the rotation, and the scale. So we have transformed that translates. That's if you want to translate the body's position from one point to another. If you want to change the position of the body, then we use position. But if you want to move the body from one point to another, then we would use translate, so we'll make use of position later. But you do have rotation and you do have local scale. But now we'll do transform that translates. And what transform that translates does is that it takes in these parameters, the x, y, and z. This is called a vector 3 to be precise, but we'll talk about vectors later. So for now, just know that it takes 3 parameters, x, y, and z. So we'll have a 0, and because let's say we want to move it on the z by some speed, call it move speed. So that is the value for your z, which is move speed, which in the inspector is 5. Okay, so you would see that where's the ball? Oh yeah, you can see the ball going here, but very fast. So we don't want that. We will change the value of the ball to, let's say, 0.8. Yeah, 0.8. So when you press that, you can see, oh, the ball moved, and it's still moving, but still very fast. Let's see 0.1. I think 0.1 might do it. And 0.1. Yeah, but still, it's still fast, right? 0.05 maybe. And oh, it's hardly moving. So okay, so let's just say that is what moves the game object, the speed of the body. And you can see it's moving on the z. If I change the value from z to 0 and I change the value of x to move speed, then you would see that, and maybe I make this 0.1 again, 0.1 again. You see it move in this direction. To move on the x in this direction instead of moving in the forward direction. Yeah. So this is your x, this is your z, and this is your y. The up becomes your y. So if we were supposed to change the value of your y to go up, okay. So let's see what happens. You can always change how your hierarchy, or how your layout looks like. Just take whatever you want to move and move it wherever you want it to be, and to change your view. If you end up messing it up, just go to Windows, Layouts, and pick Default, and you'll be fine. So if I press play, you see it's moving on my X, right? That's cool. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is now taking inputs from the keyboard to make it move based on this that we just learned. Okay, so what we'll do is that since we know that this function, since we know that this particular function does what we want, as in it creates every frame, that's where we'll write our code. Meaning we know that this is the function that if consistently I keep pressing a button, or to keep running every frame, so we can do it in this function block. So what we'll do is I will do if. For me, there are two ways you can move a gameObject's body or transform, or there are two ways I like to do it. I'll show you the easy way, but the long way, and then I'll show you the hard way, but the short way. The difference is that the easy way doesn't use physics, but the hard way uses physics but shorter, or that's what I prefer using anyways. I'll show you this for now. So if the inputs, now input is a class that handles inputs or game inputs. So input dot get key, which is the key that you press into brackets, key code dot, and then the key you want to press. In this case, I want to press A, or let me say D. Now for down D, yeah, key code D. So this would get the key D when I press it. So when I press D, what should happen? So when I press D, I want the transform to be translated from its position always towards the positive right side, so my move speed, which is the X, right? Because when I press D, I want it to move right on the X basically. So right now nothing is happening, right? When I press D, you can see that you can't see my hand, but it's my hand is what is moving the gameObject. Okay, I'll do E and you can do the rest. So the nice part about this is after we are done with this, we just copy and paste and press E, and then to do A, meaning we want the reverse of the X position, so we will do minus move speed, and that will give me the negative direction of your X your X value. Yeah. So I'll do that, and so now my D moves the ball here, and my X moves it, my A moves it back, so D. Yeah. So I'll leave forward and back to you so that you can handle that by yourself, and then by the next time I run this project, you should already have forward and back. Thank you.